Hey everybody, it's Alara. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, today is Sunday, September 8th, I think. I have about an hour to record and a lot to talk about. So let's dive into it. Yeah, if you're new here, this is a channel about cross stitch, mostly. I do throw in some other crafts via review videos. I do have one more of those coming up after this video, and then I will probably be taking a break from that, but I will talk about that at the end with plans. I'm getting over a cold. Hopefully I don't sound too nasally today. Been sick for like 2 weeks. Let's see, I had a lovely visit from one of my good friends, Dawn. She came down from Wisconsin and spent a couple weeks here, and we had a blast. I have a lot of acquisitions to show you. I have some finishes, plural. I would have had 3, but one ended up in timeout. So I have 2. They're small. It's okay. Yeah, so where do I want to start? I guess let's start with the finishes. So this first one is a Mill Hill pattern. It kind of looked like maybe a freebie one at some point. This is one of my ornaments. I have no idea how many stitches it took to complete. This is where it was when I started stitching again, so it's about halfway done. And here it is. Ta-da! Back stitch and everything. I don't know if my light is going to cooperate. Those gingerbread eyes turned out really creepy, like I knew they would. I just did it called for silks, and I'm sorry, I'm not spending a bunch of money for silks for something this size. So I just did a like visual conversion of it, and I think it turned out pretty good. So I did have, you can see it in the camera a little more. I did have a dye-lot issue between this color and this color. So, c'est la vie. It's for an ornament. It's fine. Just makes the tree look pretty. Okay, and I'm going to actually pull out my... Sorry, I know you got the top of my head a lot in the last video, and that's probably not going to be different this video. So this next finish was also a ornament, and I got this one out of the 100 Cross Stitch Ornaments by somebody. Who's this? Better Homes and Gardens, I think, maybe. I don't know. I struggle with this one every time I look at it. Anyway, I finished this one. But in this original, can't see, I did not do the backstitch for stained glass. I don't think it looked good. And I smoothed out the backstitch a bit. Hopefully I think it turned out all right. So it's not an FFO yet, but I rounded the candles, and you know that backstitching was pretty 80s and 90s, I think. Smoothed out the circle. If I had to do it and did not want to rush through it again, I would probably like fractionalize the circle so that it didn't have that weird like gappy stuff that happens sometimes with backstitch. But overall, I think it turned out pretty good. So yeah, so there's that one. And then the third ornament that I worked on and was really hoping for a finish is the stocking gnome from flosstubers.com. So that is what the finished piece is going to look like. And I got most of the bottom half of him done, and I was working with the greens, and I went up and outlined almost the entire leaf and then realized I was off by a stitch. So I had to frog the leaf, and that's when he went into timeout. I have frogged it at least though, and I put in, he got 1,144 stitches before frogging. I pulled out, I don't know, maybe 50-ish, I think. It'll look much better with back stitching. So, but I got his shoes done. You can see some shading, obviously with the stocking blending into his hat and beard and like his hands, and yeah, that all needs backstitch. There's a decent amount of backstitching. So that's where I got with him. I have 977 plus stitches plus the backstitch to go on him. It's really dry here, and my hair is staticky and it's driving me crazy. Okay. I had a new start. Let's do that one first. Let's do the new start first. Oh shoot, I meant to take this out of the, I have it in a Nerge, but I had moved the Nerge already. Oh shoot. And because I started in the middle, and this is Tulip Egg by the Cross Stitch Studio. Anders Eisman is who does the work, the artwork on this one. Okay. I got all of 487 stitches in. And it's just big, like basically an outline of one of the tulips, but I'm working my way up so that I can do the egg from the top down. So I think it's pretty cool. You can actually see part of the outline of one of the flowers already. But that's my fabric. This is a linen, a mystery linen of some sort. 28 count, or maybe 32. One of the two. I don't remember. I don't know if I have it written down anywhere. But here's a needle minder that Dawn got for me while we were at Keepsakes. We made a trip down there. Oh. There went the needle. I'll find it later. So yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna get that back out. I would definitely like to work on it a little bit more, because 487 stitches is a very pathetic start. But it's a start nonetheless. Right? Oh, and while she was here, I got Silver Ghost out. We started this. Did we start this together, Dawn? I think we started this together. If we didn't start it together, we started it really, really close together. My brain doesn't want to remember right now. But this is Mini Silver Ghost 2. This is a chart by Heaven and Earth Designs. Yeah, artwork by Larry Prindle. Tulip Egg is not a like square full coverage, so I didn't look and see how many stitches it is, but it's as big as that fabric that you saw. This is 282 by 226. Mini Silver Ghost 2. I started in the upper left hand corner. Love that one. I had started with some stitches already in it. Not that many. I don't remember what it was. I didn't have it written down because my record keeping has been terrible of late. But I did put in... Did I put that many in? There's 2,327 stitches in here. So here, let me do that so you can see where I was before. Did I even take a before picture? I don't know. Probably not. I'll have to maybe grab a screenshot from my whip parade. All right. I mostly, yeah, I started doing diagonals. That's what I was doing. I started doing a diagonal, so that's what the part threads are. And I may actually keep doing a loose kind of diagonal, or maybe in general. It seems like the diagonals for me work well on very like background pieces that have the same or very kind of not necessarily monochromatic, but very similar color palette throughout, because it does give me a cutoff rather than just trying to do something like this and get stuck on one color forever, which is okay, but I also really like how the diagonals let you see the picture as it comes in. There's a lot to see in the background. I don't know. It is what I don't know. I don't know what I prefer stitching, so we're still trying everything. But yeah, I'll probably, you know, keep filling in that diagonal when I do pick that back up. Okay, the other thing that I worked on, so we took a day trip. We wanted to go check out I think, is it the Craft Gallery up in Findlay, Ohio? It's 2 hours north of me. And we looked online and I got the hours and we went up. We took the day trip up and I was stitching. And we got there and it was closed because the hours online, I did not realize there were 2 sections. So when I hit the hours, I stopped scrolling. And I didn't realize it was like, it had listed 2021 hours, and then below it was 2022 to present, basically. Why do they still have hours from 2021 that don't apply, and they are closed on? So when we got there, it was disappointing. We kind of, you know, it's a really, it was actually a lot smaller than I was expecting it to be. But what I did was I kind of just looked for maybe another LNS relatively close, and I found Big Bad Wolf. Oh, you're in my phone. Big Bad Wolf's House of Stitch. Say that 10 times fast. Big Bad Wolf's House of Stitches. This is the shop that is inside of their family hardware store. And I got to meet and chat with the owner, Amy. I got a little selfie with her, and she was so welcoming, so lovely to meet and talk to. And she had an extensive thread, like Gentle Arts, Week Sci Works, DMC, and then she had a ton of patterns. Now, most of the patterns are not necessarily what I stitch most often. You know, it was like a lot of the smaller, I don't want to say sampler, but like smalls basically, but a ton of different designers. So we just spent the afternoon combing through bins and really had a great time doing that. But Dawn drove, so on the way up there I worked on my Southwest Carousel, this one. And I was working more in filling in some more of the head. I got the bridle, is that right? My words are failing me today. Anyway, worked on that. I filled in a little bit more, just kind of here and there, and then I filled in some more of this block stitching up at the top. So I will show you the back first so you can kind of see what has been stitched. I did bring some of this down a little bit in here with the saddle. And here's the whole thing. So I did a few lines. You could see there was like the stamped number right here, so that's completely covered up from last time. And yeah, just working on filling in his head and kind of working my way down. I was getting bored with doing just this one color or this other middle color. So I've been doing a couple of threads here and then going back in and doing a couple of threads, just kind of back and forth with it a little bit. So that one hadn't really been a planned work, but it's definitely more of a travel stitch for me. So that was good to get some stitches in. I don't know how many I got in, but it was, you know, 2 hours worth-ish. Did I drive home? No, I drove to Keepsakes. She also drove home, but it was getting kind of dark at that point, so. Okay, let's see. Next up, I worked on Island Mountain Sunset. This is a piece by 2x2 Stitch Art on Etsy. The Southwest Carousel is 14 count fabric. Oh, I didn't tell you on. Silver Ghost is 1/1 full cross on, it looks like 28 count. I'm doing Tulip Egg 1/1 full cross as well. And then, yeah, the Southwest Carousel's China kit. I'm just doing all the kit materials 1/1 full cross on 14 count. I always forget to say all the things. Got to do the mock-up on this one. So I don't know if it's actually called Island Mountain Sunset. That's just what I call it. I got a lot in. I got 3,179 stitches in on this. For a total, I am now at 7,082 stitches. I have 6,125 stitches left to go. So here we are. A little comparison view. A ton of sky filled in. I have just been taking the lowest number of stitches left on the piece and working my way up to the highest number, which is going to be 310. There's a lot of 310 down in here as well, plus this mountain. This still needs to be filled in with 310. You can see where the sun is going to be. So I worked on that for quite a few days, actually. Really enjoyed seeing some of that get filled in. So, yeah. All right. Let's do Dragons of the Sabbat is next. This is artwork by Ann Stokes, charted by Pain Free Crafts. This is a retired piece. I have not worked on this as much as I need to. However, I think this is going to be not necessarily like a push like last year. I'm working on all of the black first. If you've not seen this project from me before, yeah, I am just working on doing all the black first. And last year I had a goal. I don't remember exactly what the goal was, but I had a challenge with Darren, Dizzy Stitcher. He finished a piece, Mini Top Frog, and it was like 86,000 stitches or something like that. And it was a push for me at the very end of the year because I took too much time off from it. I'm not going to necessarily do that to myself, as like, there's not as much stitches to get in. But I only put in 1,444 stitches this time around. I am now at 185,684 stitches. And I have, and I should also mention, of course, that I am working on a challenge now with Jade, from the 310 Stitcher. She is like on the finish line, or at least working towards a finish line of getting all of her 310 done on her Dragons of the Sabbat. And she asked for a little push a few weeks ago and said, you know, can we do a challenge? Are you interested in a challenge? I have, I think it was something like 16,000 stitches, no, 32,000 stitches I think she had left. She's doing it in 10 stitch. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross. And I said, yeah, sure, why not? Hopefully get my motivation back for it. And so I now have 13,952 stitches left. So I still have quite a bit. Certainly doable. As far as, you know, I should still have plenty of time. But yeah, anyways, enough yapping about it. I've got it kind of tucked around the nerge at the moment. I'm not going to take it out. I'm sorry. You can kind of see there. So yeah, it's, I can't remember if I had to finish, like there's another stripey guy right here, but I've just been filling these guys in, and I'm just going to work my way around and concentrate on the middle 310. Obviously not all the middle part of the black is done. So I would like to have the black all done by the end of next year. I think that I will probably have a semi-goal to do that. So yeah, it looks weirdly chopped right here because of where I stopped. Okay, so yeah, so there's that. Now, this last project is the Heaven and Earth Design SAL that is closed. I chose Merry Mushroom Village. As I was saying, the Merry Mushroom Village Picnic 2 is the chart that I chose out of that SAL. It is 300 by 205. And that's what it's going to look like when it's done. The last part is being released around October 1st. My goal is to have everything complete, like the first 3 parts complete by October 1st. That's my goal, because I want this sucker off my plate. I'm not necessarily sick of it, but I'm kind of sick of it. I love how it's turning out. I think I'm just tired of having, no, I just said I had a goal of finish, but it's not really, like, I'm not even gonna, like, it's a loose goal. Like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm okay with that. But yeah, I'm very ready to be done with obligation stitching. So yeah, I have put in 8,155 stitches since the last time you saw it. Ta-da! I have been working in loose diagonals, just filling in along the diagonal. I pick whatever is the next color in the diagonal, work that thread, and as long as there's no more of that color within the diagonal, I jump to the next color in that diagonal. So I am moving fairly cross country that way, but I always come back to the diagonal for the next color. After the diagonal that I am working on is done, I will be back up in this tree. My friend Ariana is very excited to see this tree get worked on. It's been bugging her that's still empty. And I'm very excited. She is coming up in the middle of September for our birthdays. So I'm very much looking forward to having her and doing some stitchy stuff with her. That looks so good on camera. Oh my gosh. It doesn't look bad in person, but it always looks so much better in camera. But yeah, this is the only thing that's going to be left to do. It's like 3,000-ish stitches that will need to be done when that last part comes out. So, I mean, we're looking at like a week, the first week of October, if I can get the rest of this done by the end of September, to have this off my plate. And 2 free charts. So I have 15,053 stitches left to go in the first 3 parts, right? I just did the first 3 parts. Or no, I did. No. Yes? No? It's at 46,447 stitches. Which math did I do? The piece has 61,500 stitches in the whole thing. So the entire piece has 15,053 stitches left. Now I'm curious, what's my... Oops. What? I can't remember. It's an odd stitch count that's left on this part. 58,860. Okay. Clear. 36. 47. I have 12,413 stitches left in this part. That is absolutely doable for me for the end of the month. That's exciting. Okay. Especially with the plans that I have coming up. So, excuse me. Like I had mentioned, I have a ton of haul acquisitions, stash acquisitions, that I would like to share with you. Excuse me, goodness. I went to a thrift store for beginning of the school clothes because children grow too fast for me to buy new clothes. And it's one of our go-to thrift shops, and it's closing, which we're very sad about. However, we were very happy about the fact that they were having closeout sales. So we went in, and I ended up, like, they have a nice like library section set up, and I noticed there was a magazine rack, and in the magazine rack I could see poking up cross-stitch magazines, and I went squirreling over here. My poor husband ended up shopping for all of my son's school clothes. Thank you, dear. And of course, with that in mind, I was like, I wonder if they have any other craft things. And I ended up finding this bag of fabric. And I figured it would, and it was like, I think it was 50% off. So it was like $3 for this. And I figured it would be a bunch of scraps, which is fine. You know, me and my little ornament obsession lately. This is the smallest piece of fabric that was in there. This is a linen of some sort. It looks to be about 28 count. And then there was this piece. It's Ada. Probably might be a 16 count. That's folded in half still. Like, I was like, holy moly, I feel like I just hit the little Ada jackpot with this bundle of fabric that I bought for $3. This is horribly fraying. I really need to serge it, obviously. This looks to be, that might be 14 count. I don't know, I didn't measure anything of it yet, but this is also folded in half, long ways. It's I don't know, maybe a half yard. Yeah, something like that. And this piece, which is 18 count, it looks like, of Ada. Also ginormous. And this is folded in half this way. Like, almost in half. It's just, holy, I have no idea what I'm going to do with giant pieces of red and green fabric. But that's okay, I have it for $3. So, that was fun. Now, the other thing is that I found there were, of course, the magazines that I mentioned. Now, not all of these were purchased at the thrift store. Most of them were, actually. I think there's a handful. Anyway. Because I found in this one, Stitcher's World, They got me. And this is why I don't do magazines for cross stitch and stuff. Oh, I'm gonna have to put it on the, because the pattern picture, it has the pattern printed. They got me with this one, Exotic Rug. This is from, who was the designer? Sharon Pope? Is that right? I know I saw her name in here somewhere. Yeah, Sharon S. Pope. I love this piece. Birds of Paradise and hibiscus are two of my favorite flowers. Did they have the entire year's worth of magazine? No, of course not. So I had to go hunting, and of course, you know, eBay is pretty much the only place I know to hunt for magazines as far as that goes. It's a 6-panel project. I still need 2 of them. I am missing September and July of 2000. Wah wah. I actually had bought a lot of magazines, like, not a lot, like a lot, one lot of magazines that I thought were most of that year, but it was like March 2000, May 2000, July 2001, September 2001, November 2000. Just, they got that. So I didn't see that the listing was for 2 different years of, I thought that was kind of shifty of them. But, and like, okay, this is another reason why I don't like magazines. They are so enabling. So this is, okay, so the designer is Terrence Nolan. Aren't these gorgeous? Like, ugh, I love them. They're not in the magazine. This magazine is from 2000. It is 24 years old. What is the possibility I'm going to be able to find these designs? I don't know. I'm afraid to jump down the rabbit hole for his patterns. Okay, I wanted to show you just a few of the things that I saw that I thought would be really cute to stitch. So, that teapot, isn't that pretty? That's out of May's issue that I only wanted for the stinking panel. And then we skipped to November. And oh, I thought these little Christmas ornament kind of things were really cute. I like the blue jays. And then some black work going on. I like that one. I like that one a lot. And all these ornaments, because, you know, I'm a sucker for ornaments. And then, I don't know, do they make boxes like this still that you can, like, window boxes? I actually really like that whole idea. Put a little embellishment in the box. And then January of 2001, I actually really like that one. I don't know if I'll ever get around to stitch them, let's be honest, but, you know, it's one of those, I might stitch that. My downtime with no other things to stitch. And then July of 2001, I really like this welcome sign. It's very, very autumnal, but very pretty. We don't have anything like that for our house. Did I have any? Oh, and then, so one of the issues that I thought I was getting that was going to complete the exotic rug had that in it. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Let me go look at that. So here's that stocking. Are both parts in this issue? No. No. So now I got to find November 2001 as well. Because I really like that stocking. Do I need another stocking? No. But I really like that piece. And then there was a couple of World of Cross Stitching. I only found a couple pieces that I would consider stitching. This one, really like that one. Very pretty. Like literally two. Well, okay. I mean, if you want to count these as more than... Oh, that's the chart. Sorry. Just kidding. Hang on. Let me see if I can find the... I don't know if I have the... It doesn't show me the stitch pieces. Aww. Wah wah. Anyway, it's a little penguin alphabet. My son loves penguins, so I was thinking of doing his name. Wouldn't that be cute? And then they had a few issues of Cross Stitch Crazy. That one I wasn't very impressed with, but I did find a couple that I was like, maybe. That one. And this is called a CC stitching. A CC work. Where you actually do the back stitch first on purpose. And then fill in the cross stitches afterwards. So apparently that's a thing. And apparently I would like to try that thing. That one. I like that one too. More flowers in my life. Then there are a few leaflets that I found. I would definitely do it in a different color scheme, but I really like the idea of this perpetual calendar. And that, I mean, other than the FFOing, doesn't seem like it would take that long, really, right? It's a lot of FFOing. And look, you could even change out the year numbers. 1982. That's from Leisure Arts Perpetual Calendar, charted for cross stitch. This is a leaflet from Douglas Designs by Virginia Douglas. Victorian Christmas Treasures. Again, sucker for these ornaments, and I really like these. These are vintage without looking cheesy. Of course, the carousel horse in there. I thought that was an ice cream cone, but no, it's a, I don't know, cornucopia for candy. Oops. Okay. And then a leaflet by Mill Hill, actually. I just realized that was a Mill Hill thing. Hearts of Plenty. And again, kind of a... I have this pipe dream of leaving my Christmas tree up year round and just decorating it for different holidays, so I don't ever have to take my tree down, because I have an artificial tree. And then this is another one from Leisure Arts, Holiday House, interchangeable motifs for holidays and special events. How freaking cute is this? I mean, number one, that house is beautiful. It's like a blackwork house kind of thing, it looks like. Yeah, blackwork. So I would definitely, I think I would choose a different fabric maybe like red. I have all that red Ada. I don't know. I don't know if that would work though. It might. I think that's, yeah, that's stitched on Ada. But make it look like a brick house, right? Red brick house. I think it'd need to be a little darker. But yeah, you make these little motif things that you'd stick it on the door like a wreath. Ah, it's so friggin' cute. I love it. Love it. Okay. And then I found this. What is this? Good Natured Girls. Snowmen Through the Year. 1997. we got a summer snowman and a, I don't know, snowman with autumn maybe? Winter. Oh, that's the all seasons one? Spring, summer, fall, winter? I don't know, spring, summer, fall, winter. Yeah, that makes sense. It's backwards. A little Halloweeny one. How cute are these? I think this one's my favorite one. A little Easter bunny one. And then there's your Christmas one. Yeah, that's it. And then, oh, there's another couple of magazines. Anyways, I found a Paula Vaughn leaflet. And I got it for like 50 cents. I couldn't pass it up. So this is Paula Vaughn's Quilts for All Seasons. 12 cross-stitch designs celebrating the patchwork quilt. So it's one for every month. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do it this way. So I don't think there's one of these that I would that I'm like, nah, I wouldn't stitch that. But aren't those pretty? Yeah. Okay, so there was that one. And then this is a Stony Creek cross-stitch magazine from 2000, it looks like. There was only one in here that I found that I would want to stitch, though. And that's this. These flip-flops for summer. How cute is that? I don't know if I would make it into a tote. I'd probably have to bat my eyelashes at Jen's mom. Will you make this into a tote for me? Anyways. And then a Just Cross Stitch magazine. June 99. There's a couple in here that I really liked. I really like this daffodil vase thing. There we go. I love spring flowers. They are my favorite. And then, y'all, there's a Teresa Wensler in this one. Ta-da! So yeah, I was like, and that was also 50 cents. A 50-cent Teresa Wensler, I'll take it. Okay, so that was the thrift store finds. Okay, and of course, while I was browsing on eBay, I decided to check on one that Kylene from CCL Stitches had enabled me a while ago when she showed it on her channel. And I finally had one come across that was not ridiculous in cost. It's the Rainbow Bright collection. I love these. Really want to do Starlight. And then they've got all these guys. Man, I was very young when this was out on TV. And this book was from 1983. Did I miss anything? Nope, sure did. And this book has a ton patterns in it. Yeah. And then, I don't know what made me look the other day. Oh, because Jen in her video, I gotta stop watching Flosstube again. I started watching Flosstube again, and all these purchases happened. 101 best loved designs from from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. Her Spanish sampler is out of this one. Yeah. And there's a bunch in here that I want to stitch as well. I did not mark all the ones. My grandmother actually had these on her wall as separate pieces, and I did not realize until Jen showed it that it can be done as one long piece, which is what I want to do. I'm not going to do these kids. These are creepy. Jen, I'm sorry, they're creepy. But yeah, here's the Spanish sampler that she's doing. If you don't watch her channel, you should. But yeah, I didn't mark them all, so I'm not going to sit here like trying to comb through and find the ones that I really want to do. The Santa one is up there. I do want to do the Santa. Let's see if I can find him real quick. They've got chickens in here. Nope, Santa is going to be... See on this page? Yep. Kind of want to do this house too. It looks like a hard hanger house where there's actually 2 layers of fabric that you have to do. You've got to do the cutouts on this one and then have those line up. Oh, I think I have a child coming downstairs. And then there's the Santa one. One second. Okay. Hopefully you cannot hear him. He is upset because his brother will not let him play with his Legos. Y'all, there's a 11.5-year gap between these 2 brothers. Anywho. So, yeah, there's that book. Okay. And then, but wait, there's more. There is the patterns that I picked up from Big Bad Wolves. I found Cottage Garden Samplings, Summer at the Shore from their Time for All Seasons series. I still want to get Gathering Acorns. She did not have that one, unfortunately. And I did go ahead and get the specialty thread for it. And I'm going to do it on a smaller piece of fabric than I have done my... Okay, he's going to go try the other brother. So yeah, I want to do it on very similar fabric. What is it called for? Ancient Linen by Picture This Plus. So I should be able to get that from 123 Stitch, if nowhere else. Amy had a ton of fabrics there as well, so it's just sucks that it's 2 hours away. But I also picked up the White Winter Moth by Kathy Barrick. Isn't that gorgeous? I really love the Quakers by Lila Studio as well. Something about the way those and this particular Quaker is designed, I love. Like, and the one that Stewart's and Stitches, that are the monthly Quakers that he's done. By the way, new Flosstuber, does not need my help at all with a shout out, but oh my gosh, if you have not gone and checked out his, go run with the masses and watch his videos. He's got 2 out and they are both amazing. He has gorgeous projects, and of course, yes, the Scottish accent is kind of cool. But yeah, but he did like a monthly Quaker stitch along, and all of those are like very similar in style. I was like, no, I don't need a monthly thing. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. I also picked up a couple of skeins of, oh, don't tangle on me now, threads. Of Weeks Dye Works Purple Rain, because I am gonna do it. I've picked up a piece of Atomic Ranch Fabrics Golden Harvest. Oh yeah, that's very true to color. I think I'm going to do the inside of the butterfly with that color, at least on the wings, just to give it a little bit. I think it just needs a little bit more of a break of the 310 in there. But yeah, I don't know when I'm going to start that. I really wanted to get, I really kind of like this fabric for the Seagull one as well. I just couldn't swing the fabric size that would need both of those when I was looking, so had to cut it off I had to cut it off somewhere, folks. Had to cut it off somewhere. That is the wrong bag. That is why it is not fitting. So for a set. Okay. La la la. What was that bag for? I don't know. I took something out and probably should have put it back. Oh well. We'll put it in here. We'll put this in there. Okay. Now so that was our trip to Big Bad Wolf's. And then on a different day we went down to Keepsakes, as I mentioned. And of course you can't go to an L&S and not get anything. That's like sacrilege, right? You just don't do it. I found this gorgeous piece, Autumn Quakers by Rosewood Manor. Holy cow. Again, this particular style of Quaker, I mean, ugh, I love it. But holy crow, I really want to do it with the called for threads because they're gorgeous. Like you can see the subtle variegation in those threads. But y'all, they're like 40, I mean, they're up there. They're like, I've seen them anywhere from $45 to $55 for 12 threads. And they're cotton. I have a really, really hard time justifying that. Dawn is also stitching this, my friend Dawn, and she gave me the DMC conversion. And hers looks really good. I don't know. It's not like I have to make a decision any year soon because, let's face it, I have time. Hopefully Valdani will still have that pack, but if I put it off and don't ever buy them and then they aren't available, then ta-da, I got to do the DMC conversion anyways. I don't remember if I had shown this. I picked this up at Keepsakes on our first trip there when Dawn was in town in like what, May, I think, buying cross stitch like I'm immortal. Lucy Beam, Love and Stitches, immortal. I am not a huge fan of the colorways though, so I bought from Keepsakes another piece of yellow fabric, which is it's a 40 count X-Jude, which I've never had any of their fabrics before. This is called Autumn Gold, which is it's a linen because it's 40 count. And then I bought these colors to go with it. Isn't that so happy? It's very springy, very me. And I kept looking at it. I'm like, why does this look so familiar? because my Song of a Nightingale is pretty much the same colorway, people. Pretty much the same colorway. These are Roxy flosses. These are the Gentle Art. Apparently I have a favorite colorway for floss and fabric. What are you gonna do? Right? You embrace it and you stitch. That's what you do. All right. Editing a layer here. So I completely forgot. My husband was home and my dog is like over my husband being home. I completely forgot. So September is my birthday month. Yay! And my husband told me, got me for my birthday, my chatelaine, the polar mandala here. Unfortunately, they don't provide a cover photo for in the PDFs. I did buy it directly from Chatelaine's website because I need the PDF. I've seen a printed copy of one of their patterns, and I was like, no. I don't have a clue how it's going to look in markup, or if I can use it in markup, or if I'm just going to have to like print out each page of the PDF. I don't know. I briefly looked over the instructions, and it's done like a class, so lots of instruction reading. I did go ahead and join the Chatelaine group on Facebook because it's a little intimidating. It's yeah, so that happened. It's probably going to take me a year to kit up, just because, I mean, those suckers are expensive. You should have seen the look I got when I told him how much it was gonna be. But I just want to pull, like, you know, $10 or $20 a month, depending on what we can do, and just put it towards. I was looking at sourcing my own, or sourcing on my own, I should say, and it's just as much or even a little bit more inexpensive to do it through the European Cross Stitch Company, to have them kit it up and send it, especially because, like, in order to get stuff, you have to source from so many different places, because some places have this kind of bead in stock but not that kind of bead, or this silk but not that silk. Luckily they have broken their kit packs up into 3 as far as this particular one goes. So there's the bead pack, the specialty threads pack, and then the Gloriana silk pack, because Gloriana is really hard to get a hold of. Like, everywhere is out of stock, and it can take up to 6 months between when you order and when you actually get the thread pack from them anyways. So yeah, that's hopefully, there's plenty to stitch as far as the DMC sections go, between now and when I can save up enough for it. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm even, I forgot another one too. So while I was grocery shopping today, our local Kroger's have, like, as far as I've seen, like, you know, in my periphery, have always carried these guys. But they're not going to carry them anymore. So I got them super cheap, but I think it's because they're not going to carry them anymore. So I got 2 of the blues and 1 of the reds. But I really think I want to do the chatelaine on a navy fabric. My dog, he loves my husband. And I think while my friend Ari is here, we are going to play with dyeing some fabric, because I've never done this before. So yeah. I forgot about that. Okay, back to whatever nonsense I was talking about before. Okay. That is it for acquisitions. That's enough, right? That was a lot. I won't lie, I was kind of celebrating my Etsy shop opening a little bit after I bought some supplies that needed to that I needed for, yeah, resupply for my shop. Which, by the way, if you have purchased from my Etsy store a bag, thank you. grand opening, I think I mentioned last time, the grand opening was very successful. Very excited. The shop is looking a little sparse at the moment. I have not had time to make another batch of bags yet. And I have things in the works, so that is definitely going to be changing. But that also brings me to plans. I had mentioned that my review that's going to be coming out probably in the next week. It's recorded. I just have to finish. I have to record the intro and edit and approve and all that fun stuff. That's going to be going on pause, and I probably won't see you again until December, at least, like middle September, probably. If then. I don't really want to stop recording, but I have some obligations. So moving on into plans and life, I guess. As I mentioned, I definitely want to get the Merry Mushroom Village sal done, and in order to do what I need to do, that has to be basically a monogamous piece. So that's not exactly content for a video, right? My husband and I have decided to move our business to a ready-to-ship model where we make things in advance and then sell them on the website. We have we do have a decent following, so it is stressful because basically I have to stop taking orders for 3 months in order to get everything that I have on my board that has been custom ordered, made, and sent out, and build up inventory to actually put up on the website. I need to concentrate on that and make that my priority. Like that's it. I have a hard deadline. I have 3 months to do that with, and I have 2 months solid of catching up on the orders that I have. That only gives me a month to get some inventory built up. And I want to concentrate on my Etsy store a little bit, and basically it's my days off are going to be that. So when I'm not spending 4 hours grocery shopping, good Lord, I've got to figure out a way to not do that on the weekends, because the crowds for grocery shopping on the weekend can bite me. That was terrible. Man. But yeah, I have a ton of amazing fabrics that I want to get made into bags. I want to dabble in some other, like, I would love to make some thread beds. I would love to make some orc catchers. But there's only so many hours in a day. Once I get caught up and get inventory into our big business, our hammocking business, then I'm going to be moving to a 4-day, 3-day, not necessarily a 7-day work week, but where I work our hammocking business for 4 days with keeping my 2 days off a week, working my hammock business for 4 days, and then the bag business for 3 days, depending on volume of each, demand of each, right? If I have a crap ton of bags in the shop that are just sitting there, I'm not going to make more bags until some of those are either sold down or what have you. If I make a batch of 25 hammocks or even 5 hammocks and they sell out like that, then I'm going to have to put a little bit more effort into that. Anyways, so it's kind of up in the air. We have, we got to figure out what we're doing with that. My husband just got home, so I need to wrap this up. But, so like I said, December is when that, and of course my workload isn't really going to get any lighter after that. I just have different types of deadlines that are going to come into effect and into play then. I would really like to maybe do kind of an end of year whip parade recap to finish the year off, and then hopefully get into some sort of, I keep saying I want to get into a schedule, and I really do, but that's just something that has to sort of be a wait and see thing. So, all right, I think for now, that is it. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you are still here, I so appreciate the support, and hope you stick around for when I am able to make another video. All right, guys, take care, stay safe, lots of stitching, and oh, if you, I am going to make trying to post on Instagram a little bit more often a priority now, since I'm not going to have any updates really for 3 months at least. So follow me on Instagram if you are on there, if you want to, you know, keep abreast of the progress that I am making. So, all right, guys, take care. See you in my next video, hopefully towards the end of the year. Take care. Bye.